Did you ever see their eyes when they abducted you?
And they can actually touch you and freeze you.
What was the difference in appearance between a fallen angel and a biological suit?
They told me that they were my family and that I was going to help grow our family.
And so we've established that there are Nephilim among us. Why? Because as in the days of Noah, so will be the coming of man, and this coming of man is coming soon. And so the things that were happening in the days of Noah was genetic engineering, the sons of God going into the daughters of men, mixing, hybrids, genetic, okay? What's happening today? Same thing, hybrids walking among us. We have genetic engineering going on, folks, all right? It's happening now. Now, if the hybrids are among us, and I believe we're on the cusp of a disclosure. I think there's a lot of what I call, if you want to call it, demonic rhetoric out there. You hear the noise, you hear what's going on. I can feel it, I can see it. There's strange things happening. One of the strange things that happen, it's been happening for years, and yet the church has not addressed it, is abduction. If you have these aliens, which are actually demons, they're interdimensional, they're not ETs, there's no extraterrestrial out there. That's a lie. It's a demon. These are demonic forces. They must occupy bodies or things. And they do, and they're among us now. And what they do is they come down and they experiment. They will abduct, they will take away, especially if it's a woman. They will sometimes impregnate them. Babies will be birthed, and they will have what we call the beginning of genetic testing, because this is what they do. They create hybrids. And someone has been a victim of abduction, alien abduction, demonic abduction, is my friend and also a warrior in Christ. Chris, you out there with me?
I am. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being on. So Chris, you were abducted, and starting at the age of 4?
Yes, that's my earliest memory. It could have been before that, but I don't think so.
Oh, okay. And so where were you when they would abduct you, or when you were abducted for the first time? Where were you?
Usually in my bed asleep in the middle of the night.
Okay. And did you ever see what these things that abducted you, did they have a physical form of any sort, what they look like?
They did. I will tell you this in 3 parts. 1, I've seen fallen angels, more than one. And I now can discern the difference between the two, but as a child and a young adult who wasn't saved yet, I really didn't understand what that was, but I do now.
Okay.
Also, biological suits. Those are the grays who are they're much different than the other ones. The other ones are hybrids. Mm-hmm. But they're definitely possessed. The grays are possessed by demons. I personally believe that some of the Nordics, they're very beautiful looking people, usually blonde with very strange blue eyes, mm-hmm. as well. And I they're demonic. They're alive. Mm-hmm. Demonic.
Yeah. And what's number 3? You talked about the hybrids, the Nephilim, the fallen angels, and then you got the grays. What's number 3?
Well, 3 was the Nordics.
Oh, the Nordics. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Now, the biologics, that's the term that they're using a lot now in the news, because the whistleblower came up and, with the government's now grilling the military, and they found a non-human biologic. I talked to L.A. Marzulli about this too, and other people. When there is genetic engineering going on, there's 2 things that can come into the grays, and you wouldn't necessarily call them a gray, but biologics. But I think under the realm of biologics, you might have a category of gray, and then you may have a category of genetic engineering, where it's genetically engineered.
Suits. Yeah, they're biological suits. There's a difference between the grays that are taller that are, you know, hybrids. And then there's
Right.
the biological suits, which are the small ones that are under feet,
Right.
between
Right.
4 and 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So of the ones that you mentioned, which ones did you see that was abducting you?
Those are the ones that would come retrieve me, and those are the biological suits. Those are the engineered ones that you're referring to.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Have you ever seen, well, you told me you saw fallen angels. What,
Yeah.
what did they look like? What was the difference in appearance between a fallen angel and a biological suit?
Two. I've seen two different types, only two different types. One, and I've seen at least 5. I have to go look at my notes because I wrote it all down. But they look like dragons in their natural looking form, and they look spiritual in nature. You know,
These are the hybrids. These are the fallen angels.
That's the fallen angel.
Okay, gotcha.
Another
Okay.
one looked like a person, but it was more lit up. You know, like, so that's the only way to really distinguish the difference between the two.
Okay.
That looks human and their hybrid children.
Okay. Did you ever see their eyes when they abducted you, either before, during, or after?
Yes. And yeah, go ahead.
What did they look like?
Well, the Gray's eyes were black all the way across, and they're huge and they're very scary. And when they look into your eyes, they can control you. I don't know if they can do it other than looking in your eyes, but it seems like the biological suits seem to need to make eye contact with you, and they can actually touch you and freeze you. They also have other frequency devices. And the Nordics have very large, very, very large, like twice the size of our eyes. And even the colored part and the pupils much bigger. And they're a color blue that I've never seen anybody's eyes like that.
Yeah, yeah. So when they abducted you, okay, and let's talk about when you were 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Where did they take you, and what did they do with you?
They take me on a ship. And when I was a child, I don't remember a lot other than what they look like and some of the things they told me. They told me that they were my family. They were like an extension of my family, and that I was going to help grow our family, and I was there to help them. They never explained why as a child. And they made it to where I couldn't remember the things that they did to me while I was on the ship. As an adult, I remember very little, but I have, because I was abducted so much, I have a whole bunch of memories.
Right. Yeah. So, okay, so this went up until the age of what?
Mid 40s, late 40s.
Okay. So do you ever remember what they did to you?
Yes.
Okay. At what age were you from your first memory?
For the first memory of knowing what they did to me?
Yeah.
Oh, 16, because I was pregnant at 16. And I wasn't sexually active.
Okay. So are you telling me that they impregnated you?
They did more than once. They've done it all through my life.
Okay. So when they impregnate you, you would be pregnant. Yeah, I guess you go to the doctor. They'd say you're pregnant. You'd say that's impossible. I haven't been with anybody. Is this kind of what was going on?
Well, that happened later. When I was 19 was the first time I had a doctor's report saying I was pregnant, and then it disappeared. But when I was 16, I knew what was happening, but I was actually afraid to say anything to anybody because I didn't think they would believe me. Anytime I ever brought it up, nobody ever believed me, and just pushed it to the side.
Yeah. And so did you ever carry the pregnancy full term and actually have the baby?
No, they come take your baby.
Okay.
First trimester.
Which trimester?
The first trimester.
First trimester. You are abducted again. They take you on the ship and they actually take the baby.
They do. And I
Okay.
remember this. I remember this a few times.
Okay. Okay. So that brings another question. You may not know this, but it's a question that I've talked to other people about. Maybe you do. If they take a baby during a first trimester, that's a very dangerous thing to do with a baby. They must have either advanced equipment, or they must have some genetic engineered womb that can continue to nurture the baby. What do you think?
I think they have both. I think they have the tools to remove it from you because there's no scarring, there's no bleeding. There is a lot of cramping when you're returned, and they have to be able to, nurture that baby until it's ready to be born. So yes, I would say so. I did not personally see that. I did experience the equipment. I experienced what it was like right after them removing the child.
So Chris, really, if you think about it, we talked about in Genesis, I think it was Genesis 6, where the sons of God came into the daughters of men. That was in the days of Noah. This is actually the same thing. It's the sons of God. I mean, they're fallen angels, no longer the sons of God, but coming into human women. It's actually the same thing happening today as it was in the days of Noah, right?
Absolutely. The only difference is they're not taking us in marriage anymore. They're not making contracts to marry us like they did with the fathers back then. Now they just snatch us out of our bed in the middle of the night, do what they want, and then it's back.
Yeah, that's true. And, I question, that's a good point. I've had debates on that. Marriage certainly did exist. It was looked at differently back then. But marrying, if you dig back deep enough, you'll find that the marrying is actually a union. Now, did the daughters of men agree with it? Well, we don't know about that,
That's
so.
a good question. I always wondered that myself too. Did they really agree to this?
Yeah, I don't think so, Chris. I think that women back then were just like they are now. You would never agree to it, and I don't think they would agree to it. I mean, I'm not saying not everybody, but I'm saying, who's going to agree to something like that? It doesn't make any sense. But in any case, they're doing.
And we have the new End Times DVD. It investigates End Times investigation. I have a lot of my friends on here: Lisa Haven, Michael Lake. I have Josh Peck, L.A. Marzulli, Stephen Bancrofts. 8 hours of me investigating things like Satanism, demonic powers, Illuminati, New World Order, Antichrist, one world religion, end times miracles, Bible prophecy. Folks, let me tell you something. One day, what you're watching us on right now, it's called television, it's called social media, it's called the internet. They're going to turn that baby off. You need a hard asset, because when all this stuff gets shut off, this is what you're going to be able to learn from and to understand. So I want you to text the word chosen to 91999, the word chosen to 91999, and get the End Times Investigation DVD. Hey, while you're doing it, you can have this Legalized Jesus t-shirt, okay? Plus you get a Legalized Jesus mug, right? So we'll set you up. I want you to go and sign up right now to davidheavener.tv. It's exclusive just to the members. You'll see we have 10 channels, okay? We have the Prophecy channel, Saving Baby channel, the original TV series channel, the Health and Survival channel.
We have a new channel called the Alien Demon Disclosure Abduction channel, and it's got a lot of L.A. Marzulli's videos that I've done with him, but a lot of other videos by other people. You can see that channel right there. We've got a new show up called Underground Alien, and it's the only place you're going to see these. You will not see them anywhere else.
Please go and support the ministry by signing up. You can get 2 months free if you do it now. davidheavener.tv. The brand new DVD of Last Evangelist. You can get it right now. It's limited collector's edition. It's got the new episode on it, along with band videos with me and Michael Lake and Lisa Haven, Sheila Lazinski. Also, if you want to see Last Evangelist, the episode. It's exclusively episode 1 on davidheavener.tv. The brand new DVD of Last Evangelist. You can get it right now. It's limited collector's edition. It's got the new episode on it, along with band videos with me and Michael Lake and Lisa Haven, Sheila Lazinski. Also, if you want to see Last Evangelist, the episode, it's exclusively episode 1 on davidheavener.tv.
How can people be a participant and help you bring the Last Evangelist story to the public?
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. We set it up as the model like The Chosen, where you can go and donate. You can actually be the financier on it. You go to lastevangelist.com and you can donate. You can be an actor, you can be a producer, you can be, or just donate. Special thank you. Hey everybody, I am honored and blessed not to have just one new book out, but 2 new books. That's right, 2 new books. The first one is End Times Investigation. I deal with Hollywood mind control. I deal with demon portals, the alien-demon connection, astral projection, program multiples, satanic ritual abuse, and much, much more. The things that I talk about in Last Evangelist and on my shows, all my interviews I do, it's right here in this book, especially my life story. Also, True Power, how to access your true power in these last days, okay? It's a war manual for God's children. We need to learn the enemy's tactics and how to battle the enemy in these last days. Pick up a copy of this book. Just text the word CHOSEN to 91999, or you can go to davidheavener.tv/order, or you can simply call 844-806-0006.